He's 2 to 6 p.m. Good morning, Mike.
Sully, what's up, man?
Is that accurate to call you the star of 97.3 ESPN?
I would say the people I found, like you, are the stars. I'm just the guy who finds them.
Look at this guy buttering me up.
Hey, happy birthday, Sully.
Thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate it, bud. It's always fun turning 29.
I was gonna say, what are you, 50? Big 5-0?
Not yet, man. 45 I am today, 45.
Oh, wow, 45. Good for you.
Feels like just yesterday I was the age of these boys we got in studio, 13 and getting ready to go into high school.
I tell you, you're 45, I'm 40, but you're still playing. I can't.
Hey, some guys are just better ball players, you know?
My arm gave out about 10 years ago, but
well, see, I didn't pitch too much growing up, so that's why. And
that's why I'm coaching. That's why I'm coaching. I can't play anymore.
And I don't throw hard enough to hurt my arm, so. So let's talk some A-Shore. We got your boy Mark, Cole, and Ben. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out all these names. Ben, Mark, and Cole, talk about these guys a little bit. They're in studio, and you guys are heading off to Arkansas on Tuesday for the World Series Championship.
Yeah, in fact, we're doing a lot today. The guys who are in the studio, they're going to be doing some coin drops a little bit later on in the day, and then we'll be over at the Wonder Bar from 2:30 to 7:30 for a fundraiser tonight. We've had just great support from the community in such a short turnaround in terms of donations to help get us there. I mean, it's not cheap to get down there. We've got to stay in Arkansas for 10 days.
Wow.
So even if you got a cheap hotel, to stay down there for 10 days and the airfare is not cheap. Babe Ruth pays for the kids, but they do not pay for the parents, and they do not pay for their lodging. So it turns out to be about a $2,000 trip just on travel and lodging. So anybody out there today who's, it's not going to be a great beach day, we'll be over at the Wonder Bar. There is no charge. We just ask for a donation at the door. There's free food. There is tons of auction prizes. The parents have been just doing a phenomenal job going out, getting auction prizes, and the businesses in the community have been coming out and making donations. So that's great. The guys in the studio, the whole team, really. I mean, last night we had practice. The other night we had practice, and I'll tell you, it's hard to kind of realize what you have in front of you sometimes. I've been to the World Series a couple of years ago, and each year that we've done this, it sounds like, wow, these guys always go. It's been really a different group of kids, and I think that's a tribute to the different groups that say, wow, that group did it. Now I want to go do it because we've had multiple different age groups. It's not always the same kids in the same age group. Now, some of the kids did it multiple times, but going back to 2011, we had a group. In 2013, that team had different kids. In 2015, had different kids. So this is a different group. They're all new kids that were not in the program last year. And we've done work since April, man. We've been practicing since April. You were out with us a couple of times.
Yep.
And saw, we were back in April just trying to tinker and put some things together. And on Tuesday, the next phase of what we set out to do back in April begins.
Now, hopefully you brought some kids in here today who are going to actually say some stuff into the microphone. I'm assuming you picked out the guys who can put some sentences together. I know it's not. Well, I know it's not easy for a 13 or 14-year-old to be on the radio. So,
if Ben Hogue is there, he'll talk because he'll probably ask to bat third every other question he'll ask you. If I get a hit here, will I bat third? He'll talk.
Ben Hogue will talk. He's kind of busy eating donuts right now.
Elliot's a little quiet, but once he starts going, in fact, you got to give him credit. He got out of work to do this with you today, so he was looking forward to it. Cole, he'll talk to you. All three of the guys, those three guys, they're right up the middle: catcher, shortstop, center field, and also Mark pitches for us as well. So those three guys are really kind of up the middle. CJ plays second base; he's the other up the middle guy, but I think he's out fundraising right now. So. A lot of the guys are doing coin drop stuff. These three guys have the later shift, but those three guys are very, very key to everything. I mean, I said in the paper the other day about Hogue, I don't care if he goes 0 for 80. The shortstop at 13 years old is maybe the most important player that you have, and he has been tremendous. Cole behind the plate controls the whole game, and Mark leads off, sets the tone. Bases loaded the other day. I felt bad for the pitcher because there was a bad call at first base. The next guy walks, and I said, man, this poor kid's got to face the top of the lineup, and of all the kids in this tournament to face, that's the last guy I want to throw a pitch to, and he cracked it double over the guy's head, cleared the bases, and it really took the air out of the balloon early in that game.
So, Mike, Ben keep asking you to bat third in the lineup? He's giving me a little smile over here.
For most teams, he probably could hit in the top of the lineup, but it just shows you the depth that we really have. I mean, that's one of the things that every team we've played has said was like, man, your lineup is just relentless. And I said, yeah, the guys who hit 7, 8, 9 could really hit 1, 2, and 3 for most teams. But, you know, this team is very deep, and they've worked hard, and we've got a lot of kids who drive the ball. I think so far that's been the difference. You know, we have guys that at 13 years old, look, at 13 years old, it's a big adjustment. Guys just aren't driving the ball yet. And we have multiple guys who can drive the ball over the outfield's heads, into gaps, and that is not an easy thing to find at 13 years old. So, yeah, I mean, most of the kids on the team all bat 1, 2, and 3 during the season. And when you put a bunch of guys together that all hit 1, 2, and 3, someone has to hit 7, 8, and 9.
Talk with Mike Gill, coach of the Atlantic Shore 13-year-old All-Stars. They're heading down to Arkansas this coming week for the Babe Ruth World Series Championship. And, Mike, you mentioned the fundraiser at the Wonder Bar in Atlantic City today. And I know that the Wonder Bar has really stepped up the last couple of years to kind of be the main fundraising host for this Atlantic Shore Babe Ruth program. And talk about some of the things going on today. I know they always have just a ton of stuff that local businesses donate in terms of prizes and that kind of thing. So it really turns out to be a pretty good time.
Yeah, you know, we do the fundraiser back in May at Maynard's, which is kind of to get us off the ground, to kind of get us, you know, through the regionals. And then a couple of years ago when the team went to the World Series, you've got to turn around so fast and you realize, my God, the cost to get down there. Like, people just look at these things like, well, you know, you didn't plan for this? No, we didn't plan for it. The ball is in the air. The center fielder, Trevor Cohen, catches the ball. Not 2 seconds later is the Babe Ruth commissioner tapping me on the shoulder saying, here's your itinerary, good luck. And you're like, realization comes in that, wow, we've got a big undertaking of travel ahead. And the Wonder Bar stepped up a couple of years ago. They donate all the food, they discount the drinks, and then the parents just start hitting the pavement of, you know, trying to get some help with all the connections of each town that they have. And, you know, things are coming in crazy nonstop. I mean, we have overnight stay at Borgata. We've got dinners. We've got obviously sports tickets. We've got concert tickets, all sorts of baskets. I mean, you know, all of your favorite locations around South Jersey, they've all stepped up. They've all made donations. So if you're, you know, looking for something to do today, discounted drinks, the Wonder Bar has been great. And, you know, quite frankly, the parents have been phenomenal. Like, the second we did this, we had a meeting after that last game. It wasn't like we waited till the next night. After that last game, we got together and just everybody started to do stuff, and it's been, you know, it's been crazy. I mean, 7 o'clock this morning, $1,000 donation from Manco and Manco Pizza in Ocean City. I mean, I woke up to that text message this morning. It was like, wow, that's unbelievable. That was from the Finnegans, who have been awesome doing stuff. And, you know, the kids have been out fundraising. Yesterday they did over $600 over at Santori's, doing, you know, coin drop. They're going to be doing coin drops all day. So if you see the guys wearing the maroon shirts, you know, maybe put some pouty faces on, guys.
As far as the parents go, we have Kristen Campbell in studio. Where does she rank in terms of the parents?
She throws batting practice.
She throws batting practice?
I actually texted who I thought was her husband the other day and said, hey, is there any way you can throw some BP? And she's like, it's Kristen, but I don't know how good I can throw, but I will if you want me to. Look, the parents have been fantastic. Like, you know, when we start this in April, I don't know any of these people. You know, right. They drop their kids off to a tryout. And, you know, as the coach, you don't want to mingle too much early because you don't want to look like you're paying favorites to anybody. So you kind of keep your distance from the parents for the first part of this. And then once the team is kind of established, you start to kind of mingle a little bit more and get to know the people. And now we've been together for, I don't know, not even that long. I mean, we had a tournament 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago up in West Windsor, and then we were at home in Summers Point. And being home is good and bad. You don't have to travel. It keeps the cost down. But you don't do a lot of team things together, like going out to dinner and doing those things. So, this is where we'll really, be down in Arkansas for 10 days. And we have host families down there. I've talked to them already. They're setting up days for us. We've got we're down there for 3 days before we play a game. And the first day, there's a skills competition. There's a banquet. The second day, there is a parade down Main Street. Every team has their own float that we're going to be rolling in on down Main Street to lead us to the field. And then they have an opening ceremony down there. So, we still have a lot of craziness to go. But the parents have been fantastic. I'd say Kristen Campbell is probably third on the depth chart right now.
Good stuff, Mike. Before we let you go, I want to get to these guys here in studio. But before we let you go, remind our listeners about the big fundraiser, the Wonder Bar times, and all kind of the nuts and bolts of it. Yeah,
it's today, 2:30, 7:30, Wonder Bar, Atlantic City. No charge. It's just we ask for a donation at the door. We don't want to sell tickets. It was too fast to turn around. Discounted drinks the whole time. Wonder Bar has donated the food. We've got all sorts of tickets, prizes, you name it. I mean, you'll be walking around with auction tickets and being able to walk out of there with some great stuff. I do want to say real fast a couple of quick thanks to Joe Lufflad, who did the field for us at the regionals last week, Al Becker, Tony Hartledge, Beth Hartledge. They did the scoreboard and the PA virtually every single game last week. Jim Taylor did the book. I mean, to have people whose kids no longer play to be out on the field helping us every single day for the entire regional tournament. It's the only reason we can do that tournament, quite frankly. Without those guys, we can't host the regionals. And those guys and Beth and some of our parents as well, who did the PA, did the scorebook, did all that stuff. Elisa Egri did some PA-ing for us. She's been running around getting T-shirts and jerseys. And Luis Noonan has been setting up all our travel and putting together all that stuff. So there's a lot of parents out there, but those people from Summers Point last week, very instrumental. And, of course, our president, Bill Rosino, who has got us all our paperwork together so we can get down to Arkansas.
Awesome. Good stuff, Mike.
I'm not getting I can't do the paperwork.
True enough, man. Good stuff. Well, we'll let you get going. We'll get down to these guys here in studio. But good luck down there, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes.
All right, guys. Good. Take care. Good talking to you, Sully. I'll see you later.
All right. Thanks, Mike. That was Mike Gill, coach of the Atlantic Shore Babe Ruth 13-year-old All-Star team. They're heading down to Arkansas for the World Series championship. We're going to talk